Hello and welcome back. So here we're going to be looking at finding the HCF and LCM using prime factors. So the objective here is to find the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple. So a quick definition before we get started. So the HCF, also known as the highest common factor, is the largest number that divides into both numbers exactly. So we have two numbers and we're looking for the biggest number that goes into both numbers. The lowest common multiple is the smallest number that the two numbers divide into. So if we look at the multiples of the two numbers, we want the smallest multiple that both numbers divide into. So here's an example. We need to find the highest common factor and lowest common multiple of 24 and 60. So the way we do this is we break down 24 and 60 into a product of their prime factors. So I've already covered this in an earlier video on prime factor decomposition. So if you're not sure on how to do this, then maybe have a look at that one. But otherwise, if I do that, so I'm going to write down 24. So 24 can be broken down into 2 and 12. And I'm going to circle the 2 because 2 is prime. And now 12 can be broken down into 6 and 2. So again, I'm going to circle the 2 because 2 is prime. 6 can be broken down into 3 and 2. These are both prime numbers, so I'm going to circle both of them. So that's 24 done. And now 60, I'm going to do 60. So two numbers that multiply to make 60. There's a few numbers that multiply to make 60, but I could have, say, 15 and 4. Neither of these are prime numbers, so I'm not going to circle either of them. 15 can be broken down into 5 and 3, and both of these are prime numbers, so I'm going to circle them. And 4 can be broken down into 2 and 2. These are also both prime numbers, so I'm going to circle both of these. So writing them both out, I'm going to say 24 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And 60 equals, let's write this as 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So that's the product of primes for 24 and 60. I could write this in index form, but just for now, I'm going to leave it as it is. So what we do now is we write out, or we draw out a Venn diagram to show the prime factors. So I'm going to draw two circles in a box. So I'm going to write 24 and 60. So in the middle, in the intersection of the Venn diagram, I'm going to put the numbers that appear in both of them. So I can see that there's a 2 in both of them, and I'm going to cross out the two 2s. There's actually another 2 that's in both of them because there's a repeated 2 here. There's a 3 that appears in both of them, so I'm going to cross out the 3s. And now we're left with a 2 in 24, so I'm going to put a 2 over here, and a 5 in 60, so I'm going to put the 5 over here. So what we do to find the highest common factor is we multiply the numbers that are in the intersection. So we're going to multiply these numbers over here. So we're going to do 2 times 2 times 3, and that gives us 12. To find the lowest common multiple, I'm going to multiply all of the numbers in the Venn diagram together. So I'm going to do 2 times the numbers in the middle, which we've already just worked out, are they multiply to make 12, and then I'm going to times that by 5. So 2 times 12 times 5, that gives us 120. So 120 is the lowest common multiple of 24 and 60. Here's another example. So we've got 72 and 90. So again, I'm going to start off by writing 72 and 90 as a product of their prime factors. So 72 can be broken down into, let's have 9 and 8. Neither of these are prime, so I'm not going to circle them, but I can break down 9 further. So 9 is 3 times 3, and these are both prime numbers, so I'm going to circle them. And then 8 can be broken down, let's do 2 and 4. So 2 is prime, but 4 can be broken down into another 2 and 2. So I'm going to put two 2s and circle them both. 90, if I do the same thing, so we've got 10 and 9, so neither 10 or 9 are prime. So I'm going to break down 10 into 5 and 2, and we've got two prime numbers there. And 9 can be broken down into 3 and 3, and I've also got two prime numbers there. So if I write them both down, I've got 72 equals, I'm going to write them as 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And 90 equals 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. And then I'm going to draw my Venn diagram. So I've got two numbers. I've got 72 and 90. So what goes in the intersection? The numbers that's in both of them. So I'm going to write down the ones that appear in both of them, so I can see that there's a 2 in both of them, and I'm going to cross out a 2 and 2 from both of them. There's also a 3 that's in both of them, so I can cross out a 3 and a 3. And there's also another 3 that's in both of them, so I can put another 3 here, and I can cross out these two 3s. So what's left in 72, there are two 2s, and what's left in 90 is a 5. So I'm done, I've finished my Venn diagram. So I'm going to find the highest common factor, which is if you multiply the numbers in the intersection. So 2 times 3 times 3, so 2 times 3 times 3, that is 18. And the lowest common multiple, I'm going to multiply all the numbers together. So I'm going to do 2 times 2 times 5. So 2 times 2 times 5, and then times the numbers in the middle. So we've already multiplied the numbers in the middle. So we're going to times that by 18. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 times 18, that is 360. So the lowest common multiple of 72 and 90 is 360. Okay, so here is 2 quick fire practice questions. Pause the video, have a go at these, and I'll reveal the answers in a moment. Okay, well done if you managed to have a go at those. I've just revealed the answers, so well done if you managed to get them both correct. And that's everything for this video. So well done if you've managed to follow along, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye!